Skill training completed. Thanks to our own men, you can relax and let our drones do the work. Creodrone by Obiway.
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
Yeah, great. That worked. Alright, so look, I got this microphone working. Look, can you hear it feeding back? I'm in the studio just myself today. Just getting some shit set up. Some shut up right here. And I got the mic working, so that's nice. I guess I should do intros then, or whatever, because it's the beginning of, well, not the beginning. I've been streaming for a while. 55 seconds, it says. Hello, Pastafarians, this is me, Schizophrenic Mitch. There we go, I did it. Today we're trying to talk to Christians. Are you Christians? Hello, Christians, it's me, Schizophrenic Mitch. I'm trying to talk to you today. There's lots of things to talk about. One of the things that we're talking about is I was talking to a bell ringer earlier today. So we're sort of like open to questions or comments about that interaction. And also we're like have been for a while. I've been at odd hours broadcasting sort of just questions to talk to Christians about. Because I think the purpose here, if it's just like, yeah, why would you do this? It seems suspect. The stated purpose here is this too loud? Am I like, the microphone's like right here, I'm like leaning into it. It's the blue microphone, and the volume is very in the middle, and then on the back there's like a gain, and that's in the middle, and then I got the cardioid selected on a pattern. But I'm talking right into it. Am I supposed to talk right into this? Is this like how it works? I have it very quietly over there, and I can hear it loudly, so this is probably not good at all. It's probably actually the worst. But I do want to get back on point about talking about why on earth a non-Christian like me would want to talk to Christians about sort of their Christianity. But I do want to do it after I've solved this problem of this mic is all up in my face, because, I mean, I want it to be, pardon me, I'm cleaning up as I talk to you. It's very rude. I'm very rude and distracted, but the studio is just out of control, you know what I mean? It just sort of has not been organized in quite a while, and so it has collected a lot of entropy, though for the fucking life of me I cannot understand what people are saying when they're explaining very clearly what they know entropy to be. I just am like, so it's what? It's impossible to really follow the proposals there. And I don't think they're really, I guess they're not really trying to say any proposals, because I think if they were, I would have had something to clue into. I think it just sort of is like a lamentation. I think that the idea of entropy is just sort of a complaint. Like, doesn't it suck that? I think that's all they're really saying. Let's see here. I'm gonna mute you for a bit. I'll be back. So here's another location for the microphone. It's like right over there. But Equidistant is a speaker. So like, I guess I gotta turn my fucking speaker down. I don't love that. Because like, I'm trying to just hang out and talk to Christians while I'm just chilling. And I don't chill with my reading glasses on and the lights on and the music turned down, you know what I mean? So I guess I gotta get a fucking headphone set working. One of these motherfuckers gotta fucking get to business. I used to talk to people on... I can still hear myself out the very quiet monitor. So that's... I mean, that's that or whatever. So yeah. I'll mute my microphone and wait for Christians. Oh, I want to tell you the reason I want to talk to Christians to begin with. Just because I believe that religious conversations are always emotional and I just need practice sort of talking to emotional people. It's very hard to know, sort of is like a different way you talk to people when you're just talking about math and like you're not threatening their identity. But when we talk about stuff that matters, we're definitely talking to people whose identity are threatened. So, you know, whatever that means. They just feel defensive about something and they're sort of defending it as if they're defending themselves is all I really need to say by that. I'm not trying to really understand these terms. I'm just trying to tell you why I would do this. It seems like a lot of people take their Christianity very personally, as far as like I am a Christian means something different than I am left-handed. You know, like left-handed, nobody cares. It's just like a flip of the coin or whatever. But Christianity is why I do what I do, kind of thing, right? They're just very personal about it. And so I want to talk to them about their Christianity, and so we're going to be in this space where they feel attacked. And so I do want to talk to people who feel attacked by me. Though, again, I'm not trying to attack anybody who is here, though I think that you'll find that I would talk to Paul or you know, whoever, Joseph Smith. I think I would talk to them very differently than I talk to just a believer in it, right? The perpetrators of religion and the believers of religion are kind of different people. Although, you know, it is the believers of the religion that flew the planes. You know, it's not the perpetrators of religion. So I want to ask people sort of why they believe, and in the context of sort of, I'm sorry, I'm hearing myself coming back. Rewinds my thoughts about half a thought. It's really unfortunate. I'm gonna turn this all the way down. Although I'm trying to monitor. It's hard to monitor and do it at the same time. I'm bad at one-player broadcasting, I guess. But trying to understand a person's belief in the context of how they have come to their understanding of what true Christianity is. I do believe that every Christian I believe that every Christian believes they're a true Christian. It's a thing that I think they all think. Even the Jack Mormons, as far as like, are you a true Mormon? The idea is whether you have it as a belief in your mind. If you think that you're not supposed to get tattoos and you're getting tattoos, you're a Jack Mormon. And if you think you're not supposed to get tattoos because Joseph Smith was a fucking liar, you're not a Jack Mormon. You're a post Mormon. And so, like, well, I mean, I don't mean to lecture you. I don't mean to lecture anybody. I'm just trying to explain that I'm not attacking anyone for their religion. I am trying to point out the subjectivity of our understanding of what true Christianity is. I think there's a very huge flaw in your ability to be a true Christian. I think true Christian is whatever you think it is, and you know, it's inescapable, is my argument. So I would like to talk specifically about that. If you're just a Christian, I assume that it'll just be a Christian comes in the chat and is like, yo, I'm a Christian, why are you attacking me? So I think the conversation will start there, but I don't know, maybe you're a Christian who checks out this video. Here's my fucking monologue right here, introduction. It says, oh, I will engage with some of the things that he said. And then here's what you can do in the chat down there. If you put a 0, or yeah, if you put a 0 and then a fucking, what is it called? Semicolon? 0 semicolon and then 2 numbers, semicolon 2 numbers. Then when it'll make a link and someone will click on that and then go to exactly the timestamp of where you're referring to. So like right now, you could be like, I don't know what the fucking timestamp is. Hold on. Let me check. I can check the timestamp. You could be like, right now at fucking 41 minutes, you go 0, semicolon, 41, semicolon, 00. And then it'll be like, Mitchell was a fucking dipshit. He's always a dipshit. It's specifically right here. Boink. See, it's so fun. It's so fun to engage with the chat mechanics of this website that we have chosen to communicate with each other on as a means of communication. I used to go on to fucking Discord, was it? Talk to motherfuckers on Discord. I think some of that shit's still up. So on this last guy that I just talked to, he was all like, "You fucking ambushed me, bro." And like, you know, I'm trying to respect that idea, but also like, he's ringing a bell. Like, I just don't understand how to explain that. I'm not coming into your house or anything. Like, fuck, dude. Where do you want to have this conversation if not right here? Especially because fucking dipshits, I make them so much money, dude. People love to fucking be like, what? What's going on? Whoa. With money, I will financially support this guy. This guy's not getting the money. It's going to the racists. Or I guess the sexual racists. I don't mean to be the homophobes. Though, you know, I don't like the suffix, you know? Because racism, there's no fear implied in that word, you know? So like, it doesn't, I don't wanna diagnose it, you know? I'm not trying to be like, because of fear, they act very bad. Just like, they act very bad, that's all I'm fucking talking about. Who cares why? I don't want to be like, you homophobes. I'll be like, you fucking dickwads, right? I don't know, dude. It's hard to communicate to people anymore. I hear that everything's woke, and so you can't even talk to the kids anymore. So let's figure that out. Am I like too old to talk to the woke generation? Am I getting kicked out of the left? I'm not super politics, but I thought left and right politically were talking about economic ideas. I thought that left-right spectrum isn't all-encompassing. I thought it was just Marxism and capitalism and socialism, and isn't that kind of what we're talking about? I didn't read the fucking books, dude. Come on. And no one in my fucking school taught it to me. I think they weren't allowed to. I think they weren't allowed to go over the essential ideas of each of these parties because they don't want anyone knowing the good ideas of the other party. We're still doing that? Is that right? That's what I was raised in? I don't know. It's hard to know. I do have fucking Big K Berry Cherry Cola, although it's not Berry Cherry anymore. Berry Cherry Cola, isn't that? Oh man, isn't that what happened on Radio Show? It's been a while. Welcome to Radio Show, though, guys. I have my this is that same microphone. Look right here. It's not the same table. This is a new table. I suppose I've done Radio Show here, but this isn't where we did Radio Show, up at the Ramshackle. I hear the Ramshackle's up for sale, so if you would donate down in the link below, we're gonna try to buy the Ramshackle and set up a studio there. Again, by choice this time. This time we're mainly by choice. So, you know, if you're a Christian, type in the chat. You can hear me, right? You can be like, "Hello there, sir. I'm a Christian. What is it that you want to talk about today, sir?" And then we'll talk about it. And until then, I'm just gonna chill because I got the day off today. I got nothing to do for a couple hours, so I'm gonna chill and play these video games. And let's talk about how Christian you are. Let's talk about what a true Christian is, and how your understanding of what a true Christian is developed over the course of your journey. So I'm sitting here listening to it. This is just tech shit. But I'm listening, I'm sitting in a quiet room, right? If I don't have it on for the microphone. Oh, I guess I can turn this on. It just is a problem. I'm using a remote every time we switch in and out. I have to do my mic. It's like one button and then turn my monitor down as well. Turn my mic on. Here's the mute button that I push. And then also change the monitor as far as like use this remote. I gotta push mute. Here's mute. There it is. It's muted. So like we're not getting that feedback. And so like this is how it would have to be to talk to someone, right? So it's just sort of like I'm trying to be hanging out and chill, and then like people show up so that no one feels like threatened, like I'm coming and invading their space. Like I'm trying to get Christians when they're Christianing, you know, when they're all dressed up, when they're all wearing everything and stuff. I'm not trying to come into their shit and be like, yo fucker, I'm here to flip tables, right? Those are their weird ass tables. I'm not going to, or not. I'm not even that. It's more like, can I grab a whole thing? Can I not do that yet? I can't even delete everything. Like, I'm not. I want them to not feel like they're at home. Like I invaded. This guy's all like, you ambushed me. I'm like, bro, you're ringing a bell. Oh, here it is. Bro, you're out here cling-a-linging. And so, you know, it's just this real fucking hypocritical thing as far as, like, they definitely get something out of it. They're like, look, I'm donating my time. And I'm like, alright. There is a type of person that does this, though. Not to be a dick. Not to be a real rude person, but, you know. Busy people don't ring those bells. Busy people with lots of friends having a good time all day. Oh man, I don't mean to be rude. Yeah. So, you know, I haven't gone and seen John Shuck in a while. Like every fucking first Friday, I'm like, should I go see that fucking shithead? And it's like, he cannot hear me. Nothing that I do causes him to hear what I say. There's no way for me to focus on any idea long enough for him to understand me. Like, it just is so infuriating and exhausting. So, obviously it's clear that if someone wants to not hear you, no matter what you're saying, they can. Like, I think the idea is, I can't educate against someone's will. It's not possible. So you can be sending them what is education after they've asked you not to. But as far as how do we forcibly change someone's mind, I don't think it's possible. I mean, with words, with merely words. I think it is with sort of like violence. I think it's physically possible to sort of, with abuse, physical abuse, make people think weird things. I think has been shown. I'm not trying to say that. I'm saying without that. I'm saying with only words as a weapon. With only words as a weapon. There's nothing that I can do that is an affront to someone else's will, because they can will themselves to not hear it. So as long as that's true, as long as it's true that, so, you know, if I tie them down and open their eyes like fucking Orange Julius, a Clockwork Orange. Angelica Diallo is here. Hello. How have you been? I did did a little bit of street work with a bell ringer earlier, so, Oh, there's no apologies necessary whatsoever because of all the Fridays I've also been absent. Like, it definitely is sort of I am trying to sort of do the next part of the project, and it's hard to see. So, you know, I'm putting it off for a bit until I really understand what I want to do next, as far as talking to Christians, talking Christians through their issues. I'm feeling really well. I feel great. Yeah. Getting old though. I threw out my back or whatever like a month ago. It took like 3 weeks to really feel like I was walking straight again. It's just like, Jesus. This thing takes its time. Go to the debate space. They have plenty of panels. I think I shall. I'm trying to sort of like figure out this studio space here to see how well I can sort of carry on a conversation without like with this hardware that I have in this space, without broadcasting extra sort of people. Like, oh, I tried to respond. I think that I did. I just was really bad. Was it just like, will you? I think I remember. You're like, get in touch with me. I just sort of like think that I did, and it goes to the wrong place. I don't know. I tried to respond. My apologies. I thought that I had. Until you have told me just now that it didn't work, I thought that I had, and yeah. I'm learning that. That's tragic. I'm very bad at it, I guess, is what it turns out. I'm using like Hotmail or whatever still, or Gmail. So like, I get tons of these messages of like, here's that unique code that you just requested, and I'm like, oh shit, I didn't request that. So I definitely think the Russians are doing something with my emails. We'll see how it turns out. My sincere apology. I did not mean to miss that. I thought that I had. Oh, one moment. Oh, it's my cat. My apologies. Sammy walks through here. Yeah, my apologies. That's not how I intended that exchange of emails to go, but it does seem to be sort of how, just par for the course as far as like, that's how good I am at emails. I can spell worse. Tech really is sort of like, I'm trying to keep this in sort of like at least an artistic sort of moment, you know what I mean? So the techier it gets, the more I think I've sold out, right? I literally am trying to be like, so that I can talk to people in the streets and be like, hey, my motivation here is to talk to you. I'm not getting anything out of this. And any sort of like, yeah. And so it really is this balance as far as like, people think I'm a homeless person bothering them, or they think I'm this fucking tech bro ambushing them, I guess, like this other guy. And it's just like, how can I just be a dude talking to you? You know what I mean? And I get like, don't record it, but like, if it's that, it just might turn into bullying. Like, if I don't record it, I don't know how to prove I'm not bullying these people. You know, I'm not bullying them. I am documenting their answers to these questions. Oh, I appreciate that. I think I'm pretty. I like the way that I debate. As far as like this informal thing, and also, so yeah, how to, you know, I've heard Hitchens' voice, and there's this dude Alex O'Connor now who's doing a lot of stuff over there in England. not to call him a kid, but he's in his 20s, I think, and he's getting a lot of fucking shit done. It's great. But he was talking about philosophy, and he said that philosophy is the conversation. Philosophy is the tools in the conversation, and the dialectic, or the dialogue rather, my apologies, the dialogue that we're reading is one of the times that those tools were used. So it's wrong to think that like philosophy is the furniture. It's not. It's the tools. It's like woodworking, is what I kind of understand that he was saying. It's philosophy gets you furniture. Using philosophy gets you this product, and this is like the recording of it happening one time. That's what the dialogues are. Is like watching someone make a chair. So like, I do think that the debate is where the fucking work happens, as far as like really talking to real humans about what the fuck they're talking about and what they believe, and how to get through to them that it's not that I'm an evil guy. I genuinely don't believe that that's true. It's just not a thing that people are capable of hearing. So I would love to know how to say it very clearly. Oh, absolutely. My apologies. Let me do it like this. What about this? I appreciate that you are that you're willing to be the test subject on a couple of these levels checkings. What I have right now is both of on OBS. I've got my microphone turned all the way up. I've got my desktop sounds turned all the way up on the 2 channels. Yeah. But again, the more tech savvy the show gets, the further I get from just trying to talk to motherfuckers about their religion. It would be nice. So I have been streaming very like late, like nothing game content to just sort of like get a Christian to have a conversation, and it doesn't really work very well. I've maybe had a half a conversation in like 7 tries, but also I'm just really trying to see if the space can handle 2 hours in a row. Like, it kind of can't. Like, there's 4 people living in my house, and 2 of them are becoming adults, and so vertically for the my phone only goes vertically. So yeah, hopefully I can consistently find like this 2-hour window where I can just really have my mic live for 2 hours while I'm talking to someone. But if I were to talk to someone, I still have to get my headphones. I'm not on Discord right now. I'm just trying to see if anyone will come into the chat of the YouTube here, where I'm just streaming game content with the question in the title. So because I don't have my headphone situation sorted away, so I'll get the feedback or whatever. It's here somewhere. It might still be in the garage. But if the next step is not Discord, that sounds great. If it's this other place, that would be awesome. Or these are the Debate Sphere is the servers on Discord. I still have that Discord, I guess. I mean, I can pull it up right here. I'm still, let's see. I have 2 of them because one of them is for me and one of them is for Joe, and I don't know which one is logged in here. let me see. But yeah, you know, I watched some of the videos because it's hard to know how to curate or whatever the street stuff I did. Like I think 2015 was amazing. I think a lot of the shit that I did there was really good. And so I don't know how to like chop it up and like deliver it to fucking different platforms, but I was looking into that. I'm logged in. I'm logged in here. I've got a lot of. I think it's Mitch. That's me, right? I don't have. I think this person got kicked off of. I think this person got kicked out of a Christian stream. I don't know if this is the one that started the. Here it is, radio show, right here. I'm in the radio show thing. Are you in that one? Let me see if I can get a. This is where it was. Oh man, I'm so bad at this. Here we go. Text channels. Create an invite. Copy. Hidden. Use copy button. I have copied it. I'm gonna put it right here. What about this? Good junk. Is this an invitation to a Discord of some kind? So, I mean, you know, it's been a minute, but this is, yeah, so I just have this running and then I can drop into some debate stuff. It was fun. It was fun. They just are really sort of meta. When not a lot, but like when I'm just talking to someone in the street, we're not like being like, yeah, street debate, you know what I mean? But everyone in Discord is like, here on Discord, like that's how they sort of start all the sentences imply the context in a way that is sort of like distracting. Because it sort of is the idea of like whose room is it is always what's going on. And it's like, oh, that's weird. So it really has a lot to do with I get kicked out of every room that's not my room on Discord. And so the conversation that I'm having isn't where I would want it to go. It's what can I say without getting kicked off? And that achieves very certain, like, that's how you get someone to talk about your subject. And so I can't drive a conversation in someone's room because they want to drive the conversation. And so it's like, okay, how do I talk to the other people? It's like you make your room, but then it's like, and now that you have a room, go advertise and make sure everyone feels welcome. And it's like, what? No, that's not why I made the room. Like, all these things are... First step is this. Oh, we're excited you started making your room. Wait, here's the first step. And I'm like, whoa. I got it. And then they're like, why aren't you playing the game right? It just is such a bummer. Are you... Oh, no problem. No problem. I don't think I'm broadcasting to it or anything, for a while, but I mean, it is just a Discord or whatever. But so I would like to have a room in a sort of server, but it just seems like, okay, here's the hoops you got to jump through, and it's like, oh, I think I don't want a room anymore. It looks like I haven't been kicked out of politics and religion, but I feel like half of these conversations are just sort of about other, it just is like self-referential. Half of the conversations are moderating the space. And then if I'm doing something else, like the spam reaction from very early in the message boards or whatever, like there would be a core group of people that would be on these chat boards, like the 6 people that talk the most kind of thing, and then they'd be talking about stuff, and then they'd be on these public forums, and then like a stranger would show up, someone they never met, and the tactic so that the stranger wouldn't understand the conversation happening there was to type out the spam skit from Monty Python, right? And so it would just flood with nonsense, and the new person would feel completely out of their depth and fuck off, right? And so that feels like the game going on in all the rooms. It feels like they are picturing a stage, and some of them are on the stage and some of them are off the stage. And I keep trying to talk to people as if we're just like sitting at a table talking about stuff, and they're like, ugh, this is boring, let's make this more like we're on the stage. And it's like, okay, I'm trying to make it less like that. And so, that just is sort of like my experience on these ones. But I mean, nobody's come into my YouTube thing. No Christians have come in, is what I mean to say. No conversations have been started over here. Yeah, verbal fisticuffs. And I do believe that it's very good to be good at verbal fisticuffs, to have good moves and abilities and practice, at verbal fisticuffs. But that's not what I want to broadcast. Like, it's there and you can watch it, but I'm not like, I wouldn't call the show verbal fisticuffs, although I totally would satirically. Like, that's the best part about fucking satire, is you get to just fucking say the dumbest shit. You get to say the dumb shit out loud. It's great. So verbal fisticuffs would be a great show. It might be what I call the next one, and I'm going to I'm not even going to give you a writing credit, so sorry about that. That's how satire works, man. You just sorry. You make a joke and then you own the joke, and I get to copyright it, I think. I don't know. It's hard to know. I'll try to. We'll get some money together for a lawyer, and we'll figure out the rules. So I do like it, and a lot of what I'm doing very early, especially when I'm angry, is more like verbal fisticuffs. But now I'm literally wondering how the fuck to get through to John Schuck. And I always have been trying to fucking get through to John Schuck. But as far as like when these things like seem like the answer is you can't, it's impossible. It's like, oh, I thought it was not impossible. And so, all the experiments that I ran proved it's impossible to talk to religious people, I think, are my conclusions from my street work. How do you talk to religious people? You cannot. It's impossible. And then given that, how the fuck do you talk to religious people? I think is the question I'm trying to answer now. And I think that there's an answer. I think there's a good answer. If it's like, how do you talk to them without it devolving into verbal fisticuffs? I think there's an answer. How do you communicate an actual idea to them without them feeling threatened? I think there's an answer. But I think it's got to be like, okay, so it's like, it's your cousin, okay? You can say shit like,
hey buddy, we got the same grandma, so let's sit down for 4 hours and hash this out. You know, like how to fucking talk to religious people is fucking 18 hours of fucking work is the answer. And who is going to give you 18 hours to explain yourself, right? It takes a lot of work to fucking communicate with anyone. Especially when they want it to not happen, because they are like, the problem with religion, I think what has been said about the problem with religious ideas is they are foundational to yourself. Like, you think that it just feels like if you give up this idea, the very core of yourself will no longer be cogent, and you will not be a valid person, right? It's invalidating. It feels like a threat on the self, because the self is, given that there is this God, given that these commandments have been given, whom shall I be? The person that has been crafted on those axioms. And so threatening someone's axioms is literally saying, I'm going to make your whole fucking building fall down. So that's the feeling. Your entire building is going to fall to pieces right now. And so, you know, given that that's true, how do you talk to people through that? And I think the answer is over 18 hours. Over a long time. And you personalize the experience to them, and it fucking sucks. And who even is worth talking to 18 hours, and who won't be annoyed for the 18 hours it takes, right? How do you do it to someone who doesn't want it, and them not to fucking call the cops on you? And I really thought that it was, well, they are insane, and they have to go out in the street and just fucking stand there, so go give them an hour a fucking month, and then they have to confront that eventually. That does not work. The 18 hours isn't they're not actually donating it because they're working really hard not to hear you. Yeah, it's understandable. Like, there's no reason to call it stupid or crazy or anything like that. It's sort of logical, the idea of you have built yourself on the core foundations that you thought were true. There you go. Like, it's not a lot of steps, you know? Like, it's not really the idea of your grandmother believed that Joseph Smith went out in the woods, and, like, that's too long a story already. That's not really even what happens. Is society told me these were true axioms, and I built myself on them. It's like, it's so easy to empathize with the problem. Again, if you know, I don't know who's going to listen to this eventually, but I'm a post-Mormon, and I definitely was the problem. I knocked on doors and told people about a religion I didn't even understand, and so, like, I've done the thing that I'm asking people to do, which is, you know, yeah, I'm going to knock down your whole building, and we're going to rebuild it together. And it's going to be fine, because it was fine for me. And so I don't know how to propose that sort of idea to anybody, because it just isn't a thing you can do. You can't fucking push people off of that ledge. Like, it definitely is this fucking fall, and it's fucking tragic. And then you're like, oh my god, people are going to get hurt on this ledge. And people are just falling off the ledge, but then when you go examine the ledge, it's like, nah, eventually you just jump off the ledge, I guess. You don't really get pushed off. Like, you're spending all your time there because you're pushed out of the edge of society, but they want a buffer between them and the ledge, so you're invited to stay there. You're not pushed off the ledge. But then I guess, I don't know, there's like some priests who come in once a year, and there's a ritual sacrifice, you know, like there definitely is, like, yeah, but Christmas jostles people off the ledge, and it's like, yeah, that's true, knocks them out of their one way of thinking and into the crisis, where you have to rebuild the whole structure. I appreciate that, and I appreciate that you have gotten the joke. Like, it does, or not the joke, but like the project. Like, it does seem like the project would take a lot of selling to really sort of get people to understand that it comes from a place of this is a religious expression. This comes from a place of compassion and truth seeking. It just seems so disingenuous to everyone. I literally thought that the fucking satire would point right at that and help everyone see him through it immediately. And so I do appreciate the people who get it. People like you and Radonk and the people who come back a lot, a lot. And so it would be hard to watch this over and over again if you didn't sort of get what was going on here. And so that's the point, is nobody gets it. I go to the fucking comedy club, and I walk down the line of the comedy club, and I say, join my cult, and like 0 people laugh. And I have to tell like my 9th joke before someone in the line is like, hey, wait a minute. It just is tragic how non-transmittive the joke is. Like, it's such a bummer. I think it's so fucking hilarious. I think it's so good. I think the first year of the project, Though Angry, was just spot on. And then I think the slow development of like projects of like all of my handouts I'm so fucking proud of. They're so fucking gorgeous and hilarious. And everyone looks at it like they just were handed porn, you know what I mean? I think they're so fucking good. And people don't get it. So I appreciate that you get it. I definitely appreciate the trusts. I like to be, I hope that I'm solid, and I'm glad to be judged that way. And I appreciate your ability to sort of put it together to understand it. Like, Jesus, it's people give me half a fucking look, dude. I'm wearing a costume, and they treat me like my pants are falling down. Like I look like I'm living on the road or on the street for a month, and it's like, no, it's 8 layers of costume. Are you guys not seeing this? It's just so funny how immediately people ignore the problem, and a lot of times atheists have interacted with me, and I fucking yell at them too, because they're like, hey, why are you making such a big deal about this? And it's like, what the fuck? So it's a problem because you atheists did not make a big deal about this. So the reason that this is still a problem is because you guys don't think this is a big deal. You fucking dicks. Like, I love yelling at atheists. 2017 is so early. Like, I think that's very, very good. I was very good then at the doing the project, like doing the street work. I was good at street work because it's just like people come up and then you just like talk to the people, and so like I would try to plan and it would fucking go to hell, but it didn't matter because here's someone to talk to, and so that's where we're going. So I was really good at that, and what we were saying was a lot of fun, and I was very fast. I feel like I was responding to people very, very fast to the things that they were saying. I like looking at that stuff. I feel so bad for the costume. Like, I only did 1 or 2 real shopping trips to get the pieces, and then I just sort of settled into it and wore it the fuck out. And more than wore it out, like, the costume was selected for 60 pounds slimmer than I am right now, and so it just is like, I just sort of filled it up. I mistreated that costume in the worst way, and then just what am I gonna do? Spend fucking $40 more on the costume? I can't even afford the. I can't spend the money on the gas it takes to go downtown to fucking film more, so I can't buy another vest. And so, but again, I think that I think that I will be much easier to understand out of the costume and the voice. So I'm going to try it and see if it works. And again, the evidence is showing that it does not work. Anything you try doesn't work. There's no way to talk to them. So stop trying to do it right, because you never will. Is I think what again I'm learning with the I guess I'm trying to prove that or disprove it. I don't know. How do you fucking talk to crazy religious people? When they're out on the street and they're like, let's talk about it, they're not telling the truth, dude. They don't want to talk about it. When they knock on your door and they're like, can we have a conversation about Jesus? And it's like, I mean, it's not going to be a conversation. It's going to be a lecture. I really liked the costume. I think it landed really well. Yeah, the project. There's a photo that one dude took of me very, very early. I'm wearing jeans still, so I haven't even gotten into the tie fisherman pants that I've worn. Like, they're just my pants now. They're the best. I really do like them now. I've bought like 20 of them. So like, but it's before that, and he has this photo of it, and it's just like, that looks amazing. It looks really good. Joe got me new goggles, and they were like, instead of the circles, they were like the swooshy ones, and that was a really good one. But like, yeah, but there's no reason for another costume. Like, unfortunately, I would love to, as far as like, I see, what's his name? I forget his name, but he's over there in British Columbia, and he does a broadcast every Friday. Oh, I hate to forget his name. So rude of me. Dread Pirate, Higgins. Oh man, I still have forgotten his name. So he's wearing at least a couple pieces for the broadcast, and it's just like I would like that. But I also don't want to clean anything up enough to broadcast, so there's that too. So online, I don't even need a costume. And again, I think the contrast will finally convince some people that I'm trying to talk to them, that I'm like, look, it's me out of the costume. Can we talk now? That might work. So fingers crossed. But again, I've got to come to terms with whatever self I play outside of the costume to YouTube. You know what I mean? Like, it is sort of like, what are the real logistics of this microphone and my actual voice in the room here, and how to talk to actual Christians. Because again, on a Discord, it is this. Oh my gosh, I've already forgotten the line. Hold on. It is verbal fisticuffs. So like, we're both playing the fighters, right? In this ring, we've got, just like wrestling is like, I've talked about kayfabe and wrestling. I watched this documentary on Vince McMahon on Netflix, I think. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was something else. But it was good. He's a monster, and like, it is. But it is a little bit about like, sort of like, how it's just impossible to not adopt a character in a public space. I mean, it's not about that, but it is about the differences. But it is like, who is Vince McMahon? Like, who's the dude? And like, is the camera you put a mask on for it, or it's just sort of a lens that you wear? And so like, I do want to come to terms with Yeah, I mean the sound of my voice, as far as like not British. I gotta get people used to that first before I go out and ask people why they believe what they believe. Because I think that because it's in the problem with what Anthony Magnabosco is doing. Like there was sort of a wave where he was trying to get the Austin atheists to, or the Texas atheists to get on board with what he was doing, and they were all like, it feels a little dishonest, which is really crazy because that's kind of what not Talk Heathen, what's the other one? Talk to an Atheist, what's that one that Matt Dillahunty was on? It just sort of seems like to the Christian, I know that Matt doesn't think of it this way, but it seems to the Christian it's like, get up there and Matt's gonna yell at you, right? Get on stage and Matt'll do whatever it takes to yell at you. And that's like, no, engage with their arguments. And it's like, well, yeah, but that's not what it looks like to them, right? They think it's dishonest. And so it's funny, and especially because and Aaron Ra is sort of the other one, you know what I mean, as far as like he has not a persona as in he's misrepresenting who he is, but a sort of not escalation of self, but my Pastafarian British thing is I'm doing that, but it's like I get to do it a little bit louder, right? Because I'm in character, I'm wearing the costume, right? I'm out here on the streets, so I'm saying things I mean, but like louder. But I pointing to the costume to be like, here's why I have permission to do that, because I prepared. I don't know. It's hard to figure out who gets to talk to whom about it. It's a strange project. You can't talk to religious people. They're gonna burn down the planet, and they don't want to debate it. So, yeah, I think I've got a lot of time here on Fridays, like right around here, to broadcast. Although I do drive the kids around and stuff, but not all the time. And then Joe's coming home. She should be home in a moment. So this is about the time when it would be over. I'll get my headphones working. Well, no promises. We'll figure it out. But it's good to see you again. It's good to see you. I'm going to go and maybe I'll leave the title up. See if any Christians sort of talk in the chat. But I don't want to clog the channel up with just a lot of game content. But us talking here hasn't been game content. Super good to see you again. Sorry that I missed that email. I literally thought I did not. I'm going to try to send maybe another email here in the next couple days and see what happened in that channel. Yeah, I guess Discord is a much better way to contact me now. Because it sort of does always like pop up on my computer when it restarts. So, it's going, but I guess I just had to start it though just now, so maybe it's not going. But I don't check any of it anyway. Once a week or whatever. Really, really good to see you. See you next time. Thanks for joining me live on the internet.